Good afternoon, Trademark. My name is Jessica, and I just recently got off the phone with Dee, who accepted this video on your behalf, and I'm super excited she did, because today I'm going to go over with you just 3 things that you can start doing right away, and it's really going to help you guys online. And I know that it will, because we've applied these same strategies with over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys across the United States. And it has helped them tremendously. And I'm not just talking an extra couple jobs here and there. I'm talking about reaching goals they didn't even know were possible. So these tips are huge. And please feel free to take them, run with them, do it on your own. Or if you'd like to get there a little bit faster and want to focus on what you do best, go ahead and give us a call, and we'd be happy to partner with you and help you get there, okay? So the 3 things we're going to talk about content, we're going to talk about citations, and then we're going to talk about backlinks, okay? So here we are on your website. You have a good foundation of a website. It is a little dated. I noticed that you do not have click-to-calls. And I notice you don't have any web forms. Those 2 things are huge, so you're missing out on a ton of conversions by not doing that, okay? With the way the internet is and AI and all of those things, these are usability, how your website is designed, are partial ranking factors. And a lot of leads come in through lead forms. So by not being able to click to call from a mobile device, not having those lead forms, you're missing out on a ton of jobs. Now, I am happy to see that you have a separate water, fire, mold, and bio pages, which is great. You do need separate pages for all of your major services. And if you are serving outside of Las Vegas, like it looks like you might be, you should really consider having those service area pages so that you can also be found in each of the areas you serve. Now, when it comes to ranking on Google, it is not just based on appearance. It is based on content. Content is key, and you need a lot of content. Now, content comes in many forms. It can be videos, it can be images. So all of these things need to be properly optimized. So this is good. You have water damage repair Las Vegas. Awesome. You want to make sure every single one of those images on your website is optimized in the same way. Go after those local keywords. And it needs to make sense. If you're showing a fire damage, you probably don't want to do a mold tag on your image. Okay, it does need to make sense. Now, so Google sends crawlers to your website, and it scans your website looking for information to understand who you are and what you're about. You guys don't have a whole lot of information on this homepage, which is definitely not helping. Your homepage needs to have a minimum of 1,500 words of content based around your local keywords. Those are keywords that people are actually searching for your service. 99% of the time, they don't know who you are, so they're not going to be searching trademark restoration. They are looking up keywords. So they're going to look up Las Vegas water damage restoration Las Vegas, and they search differently. So there's multiple variations of similar keywords that you want to capitalize on. And so to do that, you need to write your content around that. And so you want at least 1,500 words on the homepage or more. If your competitors have 1,500 words, you need to go higher. Go to 1,800, 2,000. You need more content and a dialed in keyword strategy. And that's for your homepage. All of these pages, similar. You need to have a dialed in strategy, good content, and keyword strategy, okay? Now, also when we're talking content isn't just about what you have on your website, but it's what you're putting out through the entire internet. So that includes your social media pages and Google Business Profile. All of these things should be highlighting who you are and what you do. If they're not, how can you expect Google to send you customers? Because they just don't know enough about you. So When your as we know, when your customers do a search, they'll do a search something like this. Okay. And so there's 3 different spots now that your business should show up in the top sections for, or could. Okay, so the first sections are going to be your ads. Those are going to be cost per click ads, as well as these local service ads. And these ads can be great and can be really profitable for you guys, as long as you have your foundation set up correctly. And if you do, it can be great profitable. But if not, and you're trying to send people to just your homepage, you're losing business and it becomes a money pit. So depending on your situation, you might want to focus on the other areas first. Now, the second area here is even more important. This is the Google Business Profile or Map Pack, okay? Your goal is to be one of these top 3 businesses in the Map Pack for each of your services in the areas that you serve, because 30% of people come straight here and don't go anywhere else. So when you're not one of these top 3 companies, you're leaving money on the table and quite literally handing those jobs to your competition. So how do you get here? Well, there's several things that go into ranking here. But the most important is something called citations, and that is simply listing the name of the business, address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories. Those would be things like the Better Business Bureau, Yelp, Glassdoor, Yellow Pages, and even your social media are considered citations. So you do need a lot of those citations. You need more than your competition. And every single one of those citations individually is sending different signals to Google to tell them what your business is, what type of services you offer, what type of customers you can help, and where you can help them. So all of those citations are really critical for your business in order for Google to send you more customers. Now, this third section here is even more critical. This section is called your organic section. It's more critical because 60 to 70% of people, they'll skip the ads, they'll skip these maps over here, and they come straight here to this organic section. So when you're not in this section, you're losing a ton of jobs every single month. So you want to show up here in each of the areas you serve and for each of your services when they put those keywords up there, okay? Now, in order to do that, this all comes back to the foundation of your website that we were just talking about. Having the right pages, the right content, and keyword strategy. Having service area pages. All of those things are really critical for your content to be indexed, keywords to be indexed, and Google to rank you. Now, if we look at your top organic competitor in Las Vegas for water damage, we have ServPro. And yes, they are a franchise, but yes, they are very beatable, okay? So you're not competing against the entire franchise, just the local franchisee locations. And you actually have an advantage because franchisees, especially ServPro, are not allowed to modify or do much with their content. So they can't focus on their own strategy and really develop this the way it needs to be done. And so you guys have that advantage. You can do that. And so you just have to do better. You have to have more content. Really focus on those keywords. More pages, more service area pages, more blogs. Just do better. More content. Okay? And then you need to support all of that with backlinks and SEO. Okay? So this program here is called Ahrefs. It's a paid tool we use to tell us how your website is performing. And as you can see here, your domain rating, that's your website as a whole, is a rating of 11 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. I'm so sorry. So this isn't the worst, but it also means that Google still doesn't quite trust your website a whole lot. And that is partly because of the quality of the website and the content, but more so the power you're sending to your website. So like everything else, every tool we use, nothing works without power. So to power a website, you have to send backlinks. And you do need a lot of backlinks. You need more backlinks than your competition. But you don't want just any backlinks. You don't want backlinks from Pizza Hut, even though they have a high ranking site, because you don't sell pizza. And so even though it's a good site, you don't sell pizza and it's spam. Okay, so you have to keep these related to your services and your offerings. It can be other websites from other home service businesses, even vendors. And it's like vendors giving you a huge shout out saying, hey, these guys are the best in the area. Send them all your customers. Okay, so you need good quality, do follow backlinks. And you need to be pushing this power every single month. And the more quality that you send and the better quality your content, the more this authority rating is going to go up. And the higher that goes, the more power you're going to have, and it's going to push power to your keywords and the rest of your website. Okay? Now, you have been indexed for over 100 keywords, but you're only getting about 59 people on average to your website organically each and every month. And when we look at your keywords, you do have a couple of keywords here that are on the home page. Let's see, that's branded. So that's a local fire restoration, water damage Las Vegas. So these are local keywords, so that's good. But you're at the very bottom of the home page. So even though you are getting some traffic, if you work on the strategies that I'm showing you and you push those backlinks, you can get more traffic, because the higher you are up on the page, the more percentage of the traffic you get. Those that are ranking the highest can get anywhere from 37 to 45% of that traffic. So on this one keyword where there's 200 searches a month, if you were at the top of the page, you would at least get double the traffic you're getting now. Okay, so you'd be getting over 60 people to your website just from that one keyword. So it is really, really important that you work on these strategies. If I look at your competition, we're not competing against their entire website or the entire franchise. We're only competing against this one location. And they're not really doing anything because it's kind of pointless for them. But because their website is so strong and is so powerful, it is able to push that power all the way back to this location. And so they have a lot less keywords, yet they're getting, 8-9 times more traffic than you're getting. So, and that is because they are in these top positions. Okay? So yes, these guys are very beatable, and you can absolutely beat them, but you have to apply each of these 3 strategies that I have provided you. And when you do that, you have the opportunity to dominate Las Vegas and your service area. I hope you found this information to be helpful. Please feel free to take it and run with it. But if you want a partner in your corner, you want a partner in growth, at Peterson SEO, this is our specialty. And we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So feel free to reach out, respond to my email, give us a call, and we'd be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you guys soon.